From tolerating corruption and loving defectors over the last 3 decades, Goa has sunk to abysmal depths. Now we have become a violent society with brutal attacks on Rama Kankonkar in broad daylight, in the presence of a crowd and cameras. The time for the CM and the Goa Police to act is now, says Dr. Oscar Rebello.
I'm Dr. Oscar Rebello. What we have witnessed today, after the brutal assault on Rama Kankonkar, is not just the fact that we have reached the very rock bottom, the nadir of our society, but it really brings more questions to mind. We as a Goan society have become accustomed over the last 3 decades or so to our gigantic level of stupidity, to our tolerance to abysmal levels of corruption, to our genuflection before the most corrupt, the most heinously immoral leaders, cabinet ministers, MLAs, and loving them term after term after term, defection after defection after defection. We are accustomed to the Herculean level of environmental degradation that we have inflicted upon our state. We are complicit in the absolute obliteration of Goan identity. But today marks something radically different. Today marks a day of violence, sheer, brutal, conscienceless violence. We have become today, the 18th of September 2025, the beginning of a violent society where a mob can just gather on a street, a busy street, in broad daylight and thrash the hell out of a fellow Goan or any individual for that matter, knowing fully well there are people around, knowing fully well that there are police stations within a couple of 100 yards away from where they were doing this act, knowing fully well there are security cameras watching them. The sheer audacity, the sheer temerity to even think of inflicting such an act of violence in Goa is fantastic, is beyond fantastic. I think whether you are BJP, you're Congress, you're Aam Aadmi Party, you're revolutionary Goans, you're apolitical, you're activist, you are anything, you need to make a concerted demand to the Chief Minister of this state, because he's in charge. He's the Minister of Home Affairs in Goa. He's in charge of the cops, to immediately, in a heartbeat, after having all that evidence there, arrest these goons and bring them to justice and discover who is the mastermind behind this attack. You love Rama Kankonkar, you hate him, you love his politics, agree with his politics and activism or disagree with it, I don't care. Rama Kankonkar, the individual, is not important here. The fact that if we today as a society tolerate this level of violence against a fellow citizen, we are staring down the deep end of the barrel of a gun. Today it was just sticks and blows. Tomorrow it could be swords, it could be rods, it could be guns. And sometime in the crossfire, maybe it's your loved one, maybe it's your child who will get caught in that crossfire, and we will descend in a spiral of violence that we will never ever be able to come out of. My request to the DGP, my request to the Home Minister, the Chief Minister, it's not a request, it's a freaking demand. Get these guys now.
Like, subscribe, and get notified.